Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you have watched my previous videos on Introduction to Constitutional Laws, Hindu Marriage Act and Fundamental Rights. Here is another video of Directive Principles of State Policies and Fundamental Duties. Let's get started. Starting with Directive Principle of State Policies, they are enshrined in Part 4 of the Constitution, that is from Article 36 to Article 51. They are inspired from the Irish Constitution. They set out the aim and the objectives which are to be taken up by the states in the governance of the country. The real importance of directive principle is that they contain the positive obligation of states towards its citizen. Directive principle of state policies are the ideals which the union and state government must keep in mind while they formulate or pass a law. Even though no classification has been made in the constitution with respect to the articles, on the basis of the content and the principles, they can be classified into socialistic, Gandhian, and liberal. Starting with socialistic principle, its objective is the social welfare. It is for the establishment of the welfare state, for example, the adequate means of livelihood, etc. The first article herein we have is Article 38, which is to promote social welfare. Then we have Article 39, which is adequate means of livelihood, fair distribution of wealth, equal pay for equal work. Then we have Article 39A, which is free legal aid. It was inserted by 42nd Amendment. Then we have Article 41, which is to provide the citizen with right to work, education, assistance in employment, old age, disease, and other disabilities. Then we have Article 42, which is securing just and human conditions for work and maternity relief. Then we have Article 43, which is for secure for workers, a living wage, proper condition for work, and ensuring a decent standard for life. Then we have Article 43A, which is participation of workers in the management of organization. Then we have Article 47, which is to raise the level of nutrition, standard of life, and standard of public health. The next principle we have is the Gandhian principle, which talks about those principles which were envisioned by Gandhiji during the national struggle for independence. The first article we have is Article 40, which seek participation of people in the governance of the country to organize village panchayat. Then we have Article 43, which secure for workers a living wage, proper condition of work, and a decent standard of life. Then we have Article 43B, which is the promotion of cooperative societies. Then Article 46, which promote education and economic interest of weaker sections and to protect social injustice and exploitation. Then we have Article 47, which is to raise the level of nutrition, standard of life, and public health. Then we have Article 48, which is to organize animal husbandry on modern and scientific basis, also to prohibit the slaughter of cows. The third and the last principle is the liberal principle, which talks about liberalism. The first article we have is Article 44, which is establishment of UCC, that is Uniform Civil Code. Then we have Article 45, which is free and compulsory education to all children for 14 years. Then we have Article 48, which is organizing animal husbandry and prohibiting slaughter of cows. Then we have Article 48A, which protect and improve the environment, improve and safeguard forest and wildlife of the country. Then we have Article 49, which is to protect the monuments and places and objects of national importance. Article 50, which is separation of judiciary from executive. Last we have Article 51, which is for the promotion of international peace and security, for maintaining good relation with different states and respecting international treaties. Then we have the amendments. During the 42nd Amendment in 1976, four articles were inserted. The first one is Article 39, which is the adequate means of livelihood and equal pay for equal work. Article 39A, that is free legal aid. The next is Article 43A, which is for the participation of workers in the management of organization of industries. Also, Article 48A, which is protection and improvement of environment and improvement and safeguarding of forest and wildlife of the country. Then we have 44th Amendment, which was in 1978, during which Article 38 was inserted. Article 38 is the promotion of social welfare, minimizing inequality in income, status, opportunities, and facilities. Then we have 86th Amendment, which was in 2002, which talks about Article 45. which is free and compulsory education to all the children till 14 years. The last amendment was 97th amendment, which was in 2011, in which article 43B was inserted. Moving on the next topic we have is the difference between fundamental rights and directive principle of state policies. Fundamental rights are taken as the negative rights as they prohibit state from doing certain things, whereas DPSPs are considered as the positive rights as they require the state to do something. Fundamental rights are justifiable as they are legally enforceable by court in the case of violation, whereas DPSPs are non justifiable, they are not enforceable by the court, they are just the instrument of instructions to the government. The next we have is the fundamental rights aims at establishing political democracy, whereas DPSPs aims at establishing social and economic democracy. The next point in fundamental rights we have is that fundamental rights have legal sanction, whereas DPSPs they have legal and political sanction. The next we have is fundamental rights are personal and individualistic as they promote the individual welfare, whereas DPSPs are societarian and socialistic as they promote the welfare of the community as a whole. Fundamental rights are automatically enforceable, whereas DPSPs are not automatically enforceable, they require a legislation. Then we have fundamental duties. Originally, there were only fundamental rights in our constitution, and fundamental duties was not even in frame. Then Sardar Swaran Singh committee recommended that we should introduce a dedicated chapter for the fundamental duties, to which the Congress government accepted it and came up with the 42nd Amendment in 1976, after which Part 4A and Article 51A was added. During 1976, there were 10 rights, and during the 86th Amendment in 2002, one more duty was added, making it a total of 11 fundamental duties. Fundamental duties are applicable to citizens only. It says that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institution, the national flag and national anthem, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspire our national struggle for freedom, to uphold and protect the unity and integrity of India, to defend the country and render national services, to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment, including forest and wildlife, also to have the compassion for living creatures, to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard public property, to strive toward excellence in all the spheres of individual and collective activities. All the last one is the last herein we have is for the parent or the guardian to provide opportunities for education to his child or ward between the age of 6 to 14 years, which was inserted by the 86th Constitutional Amendment in 2002. I hope I have made directive principles of state policies and fundamental duties clear. Thank you so much for watching. Keep supporting.